What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to my YouTube channel again. If you're liking the content I'm putting out, please go ahead and click the subscribe button below. In today's video, we're just gonna talk about the fact that success isn't gained overnight, whether it's business success or personal success. A lot of you have reached out to me in some of the content that I've been posting and asking more questions specific to your situation, which triggered me to really think about okay, where did I start and how did I create the momentum that I created? And the biggest thing that it comes down to is mentorship. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys 3 steps to start to identify 1, who's a good mentor for you, 2, the right and wrong way to go about attracting a mentor, and then 3, how you go about or where do you go about finding mentors. For myself, I hadn't been big in traditional school system. I've mentioned that a few times now, but it's really the case. A lot of my success, a lot of my knowledge was either gained through books and or mentors. I was lucky enough as I went through my journey to have mentors that saw what I was capable of, and I just worked really hard and asked the right questions and developed a fundamental network of mentors that has allowed me to continue to grow over and over and over again. Quick statistic, 75% of entrepreneurs that hire mentors or have mentors inside of their inner circle allow them to get over that hump of that 5 years of starting out a business and have it be successful. Why? Well, I'm gonna get right into that right now. So let's get started. So number 1, how do you identify a mentor that's right for you? Well, really simple. The more that you can identify what you're looking for the mentorship in, whether it's overall life coaching or life perspective and or a specific topic, you'll be able to identify the people that are actually living, breathing, and acting inside of what it is that you want to do. And then you can approach that person with very specific goals as to why you want their mentorship. See, the thing is there's 2 ways of attracting a mentor that's right for you, and you must understand that it's not just specific knowledge, but it's years oftentimes of experience that develops this longevity of intuition. So one is the practical knowledge, but the other is the intuition that you sometimes starting out in a particular field or venture won't have. Why? Simply because you haven't done the reps. That's one of the biggest components of actually attracting the right mentor for you, is understanding that key component. Now, specifically with business, there's oftentimes going to be multiple mentors that you're going to need depending on the level in which you're playing in. As you continue to grow and scale your business, you're going to need new mentors that have new skills and assets to be able to bring to the table. Don't be afraid to commit to financially exchanging, or there has to be an exchange in energy in some way, shape, or form. At first, you might get an opportunity to be able to work with that person without any exchange, but that will end shortly, because anybody that is a mentor or willing to mentor you is at least going to want you to be 150% aware and conscious and then put things into action. So make sure that you're ready to roll when you're looking for a mentor, because once you identify who they are for you and you find them, you're gonna wanna get to action. So number 2, the right and wrong way to approach a mentor. This is really important. So oftentimes when you first get started, organically mentorship will appear. Either it could be a peer, a colleague, a teacher, a family member. Oftentimes what will end up happening is that you'll start to develop a relationship with them and they'll start to take on a mentorship role. That's one way that you can attract a mentor that's right for you based on that relationship. Once you start to evolve out of that and grow into a specific field or a specific vision, or maybe you don't have that in your inner circle, sometimes you can come across people that just see the potential in you. They see the potential in you and they give you their commitment. This has actually happened to me. A dear friend of mine now just saw the commitment in me when I was a personal trainer, just getting started in my career, and just committed to me. But he said one thing. He said, "Jay, don't waste my time." And that stuck with me. So I said, I don't have the money to pay this guy right now, but I know that he believes in me and I'm gonna give it 150%, everything that comes out of his mouth. I applied and I love him for it today. We have an amazing relationship. However, that relationship would not have manifested without my understanding and appreciation for applying what it is that he was telling me. So be very, very conscientious of that. If there's not a money exchange, there's an energy and a commitment exchange. So be very conscientious of that as you navigate through and start to develop your relationships with mentors, either organically or you'll pay for them. Now, the thing is most mentors or successful people or people that are really good at what they do, they oftentimes have full inboxes. So be very, very flexible and understanding when you're trying to reach out to somebody that isn't in your general network. You may have to be consistent, you may have to follow up, but oftentimes that's what sets you apart from the 100 other people that are asking for that person's time and energy. So keep that in mind. The best thing you could do is get a face-to-face or at least a video-to-video conversation going with that person that you want to mentor you. It's so important to be able to establish rapport. That should be your number one goal. If it's not somebody that's in your inner circle, get face-to-face to them or get them on a Zoom call, even for it's 5-10 minutes. That'll be so much better for you to be able to show up and put into practice this list of things I'm about to give you so that you're prepared for the conversation. So number one, have questions ready to go for you to ask that mentor or person on the call or in person. Do a little bit of background work on them. Understand some of their stories so that it shows that you're committed and that you've done your research. Number two, gratitude. Gratitude goes so far in so many ways because with gratitude, it's a mutual understanding of the exchange that I'm giving my time, my energy, all of this experience, and you are completely absorbing it, but from a place of gratitude. It just creates this really, really healthy exchange, and it's fulfilling for both parties. Your cup gets filled up, my cup gets filled up. Everybody leaves feeling full instead of one person getting all of the energy and then the other person that's giving all of that content feels empty at the end of it. You want to avoid that at all costs. Next thing you want to do is you just want to have an understanding of that person's journey, and then you want to share a little bit of your journey so that you understand where the context is coming from. The mentor understands. So have a little bit of a story prepared. Have a clear, concise explanation of who you are and why you're reaching out and why you think that, this would be a great relationship to start, and that will really take you a long way. And then number four, time is something we can never get back. And while somebody's on a call with you, you need to acknowledge their time. When somebody acknowledges my time when I'm coaching them, it makes me want to give them more time. Why? Because we're both under the understanding that time is of the greatest essence. It's the one thing we can never get back. So the more that you can acknowledge it, the more that you'll likely get more time because that person appreciates it. If they know that you appreciate it, that you're aware that you're getting it, and then they're aware that you know that you're getting it. And oftentimes, again, it comes down to that gratitude aspect, you'll oftentimes get more. So I hope those help you in terms of number two on the things to do and not to do. Number three, where do you find mentors? When I'm shooting this video right now, we're in the middle, hopefully coming to the end of a global pandemic where apparently, humans don't interact anymore. So you got to get creative on how you go about finding mentors right now. But there's so many different ways. You really have to just expand your ability to be resourceful. One of the best ways for me that I've been able to find mentors is on Instagram. I was backpacking through the southeast part of India when I actually connected with 0%, the organization I currently work with, and I just simply reached out to acknowledge the fact that I was interested in securing 0% credit so I can continue to leverage in the United States. Being Canadian, I wanted to know how I could set up a Canadian or a US credit profile. And next thing I know, I'm in a course called FIA. Next thing I know, I'm having a conversation about how I can contribute to the group and how I'd like to actually join the organization and the value that I could bring. And here we are. Now I'm shooting content for you. The thing is that you always have to be willing to evolve and adapt and go after what you want. Be resourceful. Instagram, social media is such a powerful way, if you utilize it that way, to be able to create new relationships that will take you in places you never even thought was possible. Definitely reach out to people that influence you, even just to spark the conversation and get started. Try it out. LinkedIn is another great one, and so is Facebook. If that's not something that you're interested in, you can look at something called 10,000 Coffees. For the lack of a better description, it's like speed dating for mentorship. I'll drop the link below. You can check it out. Really cool to look at specific topics and people that are actively either looking for mentorship or willing to give mentorship, and that's a great way to be able to use it as well too. There's many different ways. Obviously, networking events, one of my favorites. Being able to have an authentic conversation with someone face to face, you can't beat it, and it's the best way to hit it off on the right step right away. But if you don't have access to that right now, these are some of the different ways that you can utilize to be able to at least get over that first initial interaction and start that relationship. I hope this has been helpful for you. So just to recap really quickly, we talked about what type of mentors are good for you. We talked about where you want to find your mentors, or how you want to approach them or not approach them. And then lastly, we talked about where to find your mentors. Now, my question for you is when you knocked all those off and you found somebody you like, what makes you think that they're going to work with you? In my next video, I'm going to teach you how to be absolutely irresistible so that the mentor of your dreams, somebody that you want to work with, sees the value in working with you and cannot say no. Click into the next video. I'll see you there. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you soon.